Hello everyone, welcome back to another oSTEM Hackathon training video. Again, my name's Sage, my pronouns are she, they, and in this video, it's going to be very simple. All we're going to be doing is connecting all of our pages in our front end together and linking them together so you can more easily navigate them. By that, I mean is we're going to actually make some of the buttons work. So for example, here's what we're going to be doing today. So right now we have our design done. But instead of manually having to change the code to go to each page, we're going to link everything together. So when you click certain buttons, you could go to new pages. So here, if you want to see a specific post, you go back to home page. You could log in. You could also create an account. And you could also write if you're logged in. So we're basically going to be connecting everything together in our front end. Okay, so to start routing things to the correct places when we click buttons, we're first going to want to go to our app.js, which is in our repo source folder here. Open that up inside your IDE. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to add is you're going to want to first import every single one of your pages you've made, just like this. And also the nav bar. So add all these imports. You may already have them just by playing around and manually doing things. And then after that, you're going to want to import this here from React Router DOM. And now if you don't have React Router DOM, you're going to want to install that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your terminal or your git bash. You're going to want to do npm install React Router, hold on, I cannot spell today, DOM, just like that. And you're going to click install to install this. And then right now I already have it installed, so it may not work again. But you're going to do npm install React Router DOM just like that. And then you should have it. And then you're going to put this import in here. And after that, now you have the routing library. And with that routing library, we're going to use that to assist us in making it more easy to navigate pages on our front end. So to do that, first things first is we're going to define a variable here. This is just for the future, for once we start connecting the back end to the front end. Because eventually we're going to want it when we route. We want, basically, we only want you to be able to see the right post page if you're logged into an account. We don't want a random anonymous person with no account to go to the right post page. So this variable here is going to control which pages are displayed based on if you're logged in or not. And if you don't know what a variable is, it's basically like a little box that holds some information. So this little box is named current user and it holds the value false. And what that means is right now we're assuming that the user is not logged in. And then here I just print what's stored in here, and it should print false to our console. Now after that, we need to get into some of the React fun stuff. So you're going to first add this tag, the router tag, around everything. That's going to help us start creating routes so we can navigate pages better. And now you're going to have your nav bar on top. That is the stuff that says home and all that stuff. Let me pull that up very quick. This is your nav bar if you don't remember. So you're going to have your nav bar and you're going to have a bunch of routes. And what these routes do is basically, let's suppose this one. We want to go to login. You can manually type that in the URL like that and it will take you to that specific page. So that's what I mean by routing. So to do that, we're going to first make this path just a slash the home page. That means if you go to localhost / it will take you to the home page, just like that. So you have to write this code, route exact path this, and for our element, we're just going to insert our home page component, which is home. And that will take us to this page. Now, for the next one, route path posts element home. Basically what that means is if we go, it basically is the same thing as above. We go like that, takes us to the home page. And why we need this is basically on the home page, it's where all of our posts are. So that's why I also added that route. And then you're going to want to do it for create account. And this one's a little special because you don't want to go to the create account page if you're already logged in, because why create an account if you already have an account? So to do that, first things first is we're going to use this little expression here. So basically, it checks if current user is false or true. Now, if it is false, that means we're not logged in. So we go to this part here, which is create account. And if this is true, we'll go to home. So it's a conditional, basically. So if it's true and we're logged in, we go straight to the home page. If it's false, we go to the create account page when we go to that route. So right now, we're assuming current user is false. That means we're not logged in. So let's go ahead and go to create account and see what happens. It will go to that page. However, if we change this to true, it will take us right to the home page. So that's how you can verify that your conditional here works. And this will be important later on once we implement like the database and seeing if a user is logged in or not. Right now, this is just a little placeholder. And then next thing you want to basically do the same thing for login. And that means like basically if you go to the login, it will take you, well, right now we didn't change this back to false. So you got to change this back to false if you want to go see the login page. There we go. And then after that, we want to create a route for a post, for the post page. So eventually for the post page, we're going to have a bunch of posts, and each post is going to have their own unique ID. And basically what that means is that if you go to this link here, you add this to your URL, just like that, it's going to take you to the post of that unique ID. So let's suppose our ID is that random stuff. It'll take you to the unique post for that. Right now, we don't have unique posts yet because we only have the design. So obviously that's not going to work right now. That's just a placeholder. And we're going to have write. It's going to check if the current user is logged in or not. So right now, let me change this up because this is wrong. Basically, you're going to only be able to write posts when you're logged in. So right now, we're logged out. So if you go here, you go to write, it will take you to the home page, which makes sense because we're not logged in. However, if you do log in, set this to true, then and when you go to the right page, it will take you to write. Right now, these buttons shouldn't work for you. We're going to get into that in a bit when we change up our nav bar code. And then you're going to want to do the same thing for settings. Basically, let me change this one more time. If you're logged in and you want to go to the settings page, it will take you to the settings page. If you're not logged in, you don't have any settings, so it's going to take you to the home page if you're not logged in. And that should be all you should add to app.js, and that will basically handle the routes. Basically what happens when you type different things into your URL. Okay, so next we're going to have to alter our login page. Basically, we're going to want to have it, so hold on, make sure to change this to false before you start developing the login stuff. Okay, so basically what that means is we want this link here. We want it so when we click it, it takes us to the register page, and when we click login, it takes us back to login. So we're going to have to be altering both login.jsx and createaccount.jsx. So let's do that, and it's just a quick change. So let's just start with createaccount.jsx, for example. Let me open that in the proper place. So you're going to want to import this link thing. Basically what this does is it basically helps you route something based on like a button. So import this at the top, and then you're going to want to go down to your button for switching to the login page. And you're going to want to add this. So just like that. So basically what this means is when you click this button and you click login, it will route you to /login route. And if you want to see that in action, basically this is the create account page. You click login, it will take you to login. Now you're going to want to do a similar thing in the login page. Let me open that up. So you're going to want to import your link, and then down here for create an account, you're going to want to add that link tag, and it will route you to create account within the login.jsx. So that means is if you're in login, you'll see this, and now when you click it, you go to your create account page. All because of this part here. Now, after that, we're going to want to do a similar thing with the link React component for our posts. So for each of our posts, we're going to want to be able to click it and go to the post page. So to do that, you're going to want to go to post.jsx in your components, I believe. There we go. Let me open this up. So you're going to want to first import the link again here. And then for post title, which is where we want the clickable part, we're going to add the link tag, and we're going to make it go to a post/random num. Eventually, as I said, each post is going to have their own unique ID, and eventually once they have their unique IDs, this random num thing I added here is going to be the unique ID. So right now, just put this here as a placeholder. So now once you add that, you'll be able to click on these, and it will take you to the unique post design. And now after that, we're also going to want to have it so when you click on author, it goes to the post by that author. Right now it doesn't work because we don't have our backend yet, but you can see it kind of works because it has this query variable here, meaning where user equals Sage, which is the author that I put as a placeholder. So basically what this means in your URL briefly is basically you're going to go here and we're going to want to filter all the posts we have by user equals Sage. So once we get our backend working and stuff, basically what this will do is all the posts by that author will show up here. But right now we're just dealing with routes. So right now we're just using a bunch of placeholders. So you should add that here. And then for that unique post author part, you're going to have to go to unique post.jsx, and like that, import your link, and down where you state the author placeholder, you're going to want to add this tag where it goes to that area. This is just a placeholder for now. And yeah, after that, we now want to move on to our nav bar. And what we want our nav bar to do is that we want these to be clickable. So right now, we don't have an about and contact page, or at least not in these videos. I made that a little homework assignment for you to do on your own, to add your own design for your about page and your own design for your contact page. But in this video, I'm just going to be discussing how to add those routes for home and the right, but it's really similar, and I encourage you to do this to these new pages that you created on your own. So to do that, we're going to want to go to our components, and we're going to want to go to navbar.jsx, just like that. And then in here, we're going to want to import our link, and we're going to add links to all the pages we want to go to. So for home, we're going to want to go to this route that we defined in app.js. Now, if you did create your about and contact page, please go to your app.js and add routes for those. So you could add a route that's like /about or /contact. But in this video, I'm not doing that for time reasons, but please do that. It's good, learn by doing, to go do that on your own. And we're going to also want to add the link tag for the right too, just so when we click right, it will take us to the right route, just like that we defined in app.js. We're also going to want to go to the settings page when we click our profile guy. So add a link here. Let me go to my app.jsx. Right now, let's assume we're logged in. That means when you click this, you'll go to your settings page. Because remember, we're defining all these little routes within our settings page and what they do based on if you're logged in or not. Okay, let me just set that back to false. go back to, where were we? We're in navbar. So basically you want to add this link that goes to your settings page when you click that profile icon. And then you're going to want to do the same thing for when you click the login button and the create account button. You're going to want it so when you log in, it takes you to the login route, and when you create account, it takes you to create account route. And then after that, you should be good, and your page should be decently navigational now, and you should go to where you want to go when you click certain things. However, we're still not done with the backend, so a lot of things are broken and not functional yet, but we're going to clean that all up in the next videos once we start getting to our backend, and we're going to officially clean things up once we merge our backend with our front end. So I know this was kind of a short video, but thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.